Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are looking at a medical evolution that's literally unfolding in real time. We're going to take a highly structured, data-driven look at a class of medications that is completely reshaping modern healthcare. We've got a whole lot of ground to cover, so let's jump right in.
Here's the absolute bottom line, right up front. This drug was built to do one thing, but it's doing five.
Now, you probably already know the primary effect, right? Medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound, which basically mimic gut hormones to regulate blood sugar and appetite, well, they were designed to treat obesity and diabetes, and honestly, they do that incredibly well. But as millions of people take them, researchers have essentially been handed this massive real-world dataset, and what they are seeing, it's pretty shocking. Get ready, because we are going to run through these rapid fire.
First up, inflammation. Researchers are seeing some unexpected, really notable drops in systemic inflammation. Second, the heart. The evidence is showing that these medications are actively lowering cardiovascular risks.
Third, bones and joints. Patients are actually experiencing improved musculoskeletal health, which perfectly compounds the benefits of that weight loss. And fourth, and honestly, this is probably the most surprising, emerging research suggests these drugs actively reduce alcohol consumption and even curb substance cravings. Crazy, right?
Okay, let's dive into this, because this whole compilation of unexpected benefits represents a massive shift in how we view these treatments. This all comes directly from a newly published editorial in the journal Obesity, authored by Dr. Heymsfield and Dr. Gilden. As they point out, these unanticipated side effects are overwhelmingly positive. We're basically looking at a medication with a profound systemic impact on the human body, way beyond just shedding pounds.
But let's just take a breath and slow down for a second here, because look, if we stop right here, this explainer just sounds like a pharmaceutical commercial, and you know that is definitely not what we do. As these doctors point out, the rapid expansion of these drugs brings up some very real, unresolved questions. There is a serious caveat to this miracle, and it involves your muscles and your nutrition.
Now, we really need to look at the breakdown of what's actually happening when that weight drops. We want desired fat loss, obviously that's the goal, but Dr. Heymsfield and Dr. Gilden highlight a pretty significant concern. A portion of the weight loss during GLP-1 treatment is actually lean body mass, which includes your muscle. So you aren't just losing fat, you're losing strength if you aren't careful. This makes targeted exercise and protein-focused nutrition absolutely critical.
And that brings us to the second major concern, micronutrient deficiency. Think about the core mechanism of how these drugs actually work. They drastically reduce your appetite. I mean, that's how they treat obesity so effectively. But the secondary risk is pretty straightforward. If patients just aren't hungry, they aren't eating enough nutritious food. Without a really conscious effort to consume nutrient-dense meals, patients face a much greater risk of lacking the essential vitamins and minerals their bodies literally need to function properly. And this brilliantly illustrates the crossroads we're currently at. Despite those very real concerns regarding muscle loss and nutrition, the overall impact is just undeniable. The author's conclusion is totally definitive. They state that GLP-1 receptor agonists have already transformed the practice of medicine in the United States, and this change will continue. We aren't going backward here, so the scientific community just has to adapt and figure out the unknowns. So this builds a clear roadmap for the future. Dr. Heymsfield and Dr. Gilden have laid out 3 really urgent research priorities that scientists need to tackle right now. Step 1. We need to figure out the actual mechanisms causing these reductions in inflammation on a cellular level. Step 2. We desperately need targeted trials to better characterize lean muscle loss and establish real protocols to preserve it. And step 3. We need larger, randomized trials to definitively prove if these medications can effectively treat alcohol use disorders. So, the absolutely crucial point is this. Where exactly does the scientific community stand today weighing those incredible unexpected benefits against the nutritional and muscular risks? Well, the consensus, according to the researchers, is that the evidence so far points to a highly favorable overall risk-benefit profile. It's a net positive. The good heavily outweighs the bad, provided we manage those uncertainties. Which leaves us with this final thought to consider. We literally have a drug right now that suppresses appetite, protects the heart, soothes the joints, calms inflammation, and might even rewire our brain's addiction centers. As this net positive medication becomes a staple for millions upon millions of people globally, how will a tool built for one thing but doing 5 permanently reshape our society, our healthcare systems, and just our daily lives? It's such a fascinating medical frontier. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the science.